It was not the week that the Dallas Cowboys had envisioned in Motown. Week 14 goes in favor of the Detroit Lions, 44-30 the final score. From Ford Field, Brian Schottenheimer and the Cowboys falling to 6-1. Their playoff hopes dealt a significant blow this week. Welcome into Special Edition here from the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco, alongside Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church, and Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans. It was a bit disappointing, to say the least. Cowboys just don't get it done. All three phases could be dealt a little bit of the blame in this one: offense, defense, and special teams. But Barry, I'll start with you. What was your expectation going in, and how was it let down against the Lions this week?
Well, my expectations going in was definitely that this team was going to play complementary football, and we did not see that in this game. You know, 3 weeks prior to that, you've seen the complementary football, but in all three phases, like you mentioned, special teams, they gave up some big-time returns in the kicking game. Offensively, they couldn't protect Dak Prescott out there. He was moving off of his mark all night long, and defensively, the tackling was horrendous. I mean, we saw open field tackling the previous 2 weeks were great from Overshown in that second level from the defensive standpoint, but overall in this game, you saw what happened when Gibbs got in the open space. He made multiple guys miss on huge gains, and that's what we haven't seen for these past 3 weeks. So overall, it was a disappointing loss for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I was just disappointed from the standpoint that we knew that this team was just going to line up and play you. They were going to try to out-scheme you. They were going to try to confuse you. Defensively, they lined up right across from you. They said, I'm just going to beat you, and that's exactly what they did. They dominated the trenches. The offensive tackles had a rough day against their outfit. Offensively, we didn't have enough guys make plays. Dak Prescott could never get comfortable. Defensively, for the Dallas Cowboys, we couldn't guard anybody. We couldn't guard Gibbs. We couldn't guard Jameson Williams. We couldn't guard Amon-Ra St. Brown. We gave them entirely too much space, and we just had unimpeded routes just given to these guys as if it was routes on air in the pregame warm-up. It is something that you just can't allow, and the Dallas Cowboys have a lot to correct in that matter.
What I think the Cowboys have to do is not put the ball on the ground and get turnovers. You cannot have the penalties that we had. Every time you got yourself in scoring position, you would find a penalty to knock yourself out of scoring position. And coaches did a super job offensively with the mismatches. They continue to put our linebackers and safeties in. That right there, that hurts you.
Keeping a magnifying glass on the offensive side of the ball, Dak Prescott was under pressure throughout the day, pressured 20 times, sacked 5 times. Barry, you can't necessarily have a ton of success if you're Dak in that type of situation.
No, that's not a winning formula when you look at it offensively. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson had 10 pressures alone on himself coming off the edge out there. So Dak Prescott was off his mark the entire night, and that's going to be hard to win football games that way.
Yeah, as a former quarterback, I can tell you right now, whether he has the ability to run or not, there's no way that you can focus on the task at hand when you're sitting back there under duress for over half of your pass attempts. It's something that you just can't have, and that's the reason why they didn't have any success yesterday.
I just say it like this right here, man. You have to play better. The games got bigger as the opponents got better. And this is what playoff football is about. And you still have a lot of room to grow as an offensive unit.
And that's the bright side of what happened in Detroit. It was a down day for your offense. It was just unfortunately also a down day for your defense and a down day for your special teams. Cowboys have 4 games remaining. When we come back on Special Edition, what are the expectations for those final 4 games as the Cowboys turn their attention to the final month of the regular season, and what do the playoff hopes at this point look like, though they are very, very slim?
Special Edition, presented by AT&T, is brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. This segment is brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Before the game this week, the Dallas Cowboys Rookie Club helping load the Salvation Army trailers, doing the most good this holiday season as a part of the annual Angel Tree program that provides gifts for those in need throughout the North Texas area. Taking some time here at the Star in Frisco to help load those trucks before the game in the travel to Detroit. Welcome back in to Special Edition alongside Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church, and Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans. So the Cowboys have 4 games remaining. It's the final month and a final push toward the end of the regular season. They can still get the double-digit wins. However, 10 wins still may not get you into the playoffs at this point in time. Barry, let's start with you. What are your expectations for the Cowboys over the final 4 weeks?
Expectations for this team is for them to continue to grow and continue to get better as a unit, both offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. But overall, if they want to salvage this season and they want to make something special out of this season, they're going to have to run the table these last 4 games, which I believe this team can do. Now, you're going to need some help from other teams to go ahead and make the postseason, but to make this season special and to salvage this season, they're going to have to run these last 4 games.
That's all you can focus on. Whatever the next team is, the next team that presents itself on your schedule, just go out there and execute. You have to take care of your business. You need to get some get back in terms of the performance that you just laid out against the Detroit Lions. You want to make sure that that is not something that exposes your team and that you can go out there and overcome it.
Do the simple things, cut down on your penalties. Make sure that your technique sound. Make sure on special teams that you're in your lanes, doing the proper things. Concentrate on the small things and the big things to take care of themselves.
Nate, kind of along those same lines, over the final 4 weeks, take playoff probability out of the equation here. How important is it to continue building with this team and a first-year head coach and the roster that you have in hand? Because the Cowboys still have a lot to build toward, whether it's in 2025 or 26 and 27 as well.
Just getting familiar in who you are and what you're doing in the scheme. A lot of times, like the game the other day, a lot of times you were schemed. You were out-schemed. But as a player, you got to make adjustments. You got to say, hey, I got to move a little closer. I got to press. So you as a player got to find out how you fit in the scheme and take care of your business within the scheme.
Yeah, you're still out. There's still a job interview. It doesn't matter if your contract's up. You're literally applying for a job, whether it be for your current organization or another organization. So what you put on the field, what you put on film matters. I mean, you have to care enough about how you finish out the year to ensure that you have a future.
Yeah, these 2 gentlemen right here said it perfectly. I mean, you got to go out there, and this is a job interview. I mean, you got to put good tape out there. So I understand that you still have a playoff possibility, but individually you have to go out there and make sure you put good tape out there. Whether our contract is coming up or whatever the case may be, you're auditioning for 31 other teams out there as well. So you want to put good tape out there for the rest of the season remaining and also get this team in the right direction.
One player that needs to put positive tape out there the final 4 weeks of the year.
For me, it's got to be. That's a good question, man. That is a good question. But for me, it's got to be a guy like Dante Fowler or a guy like a James Houston who's come along. They show ups and downs and kind of a roller coaster ride throughout the season, but they have the capabilities of being that solid contributor out there. So that's what I'm looking for the rest of the season from those 2 individuals.
I'm gonna go with George Pickens. It's a contract year for him. He's shown you what he can do, but he also showed you where he comes short.
For me, it's the whole linebacker unit. Yes, because they got handled the other week, every one of them.
Yeah, on Thursday it was not their best outing. It was not the best outing for anybody across the board. Still plenty of guys that need to put some good tape, good film out there for the final month of the regular season. When we return on Special Edition, let's take a look at some of the top plays of November. Which one do you think should be number 1 right after this?
This segment was brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. This segment is brought to you by the NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan.
O'Donnell has it blocked. Into the end zone in a race. And a touchdown. Sam Williams blocked it. Nealon the touchdown.
Well, that is the Miller Lite first touchdown of the game, and the first touchdown of Marshawn Nealon's career, I'm quite sure.
And the first punt block since Peyton Hendershot.
Well, you see Sam Williams, he just comes right up the gut. There's really not much resistance whatsoever. He's right there. They were close on a previous punt, and this time they're able to make a play. They've been needing a spark here in this first half.
5 catches for Lamb, sits out this play, 2nd and 1. They've got the first, and look out. Here goes Davis. Malik Davis sitting in zone, and the Cowboys take the lead.
43 yards, for Malik Davis.
43 for 43. Was that his?
I'm looking.
His first touchdown?
I'm looking. That's the first thought I had.
I'm giving credit on a short week to obviously Malik Davis, but watch. It's a great design play. But I want you to watch the fullback, Lipke right here. Gets in there, takes on Bolton. But it was really the fact that Kansas City hadn't seen that formation.
Prescott has some time, loading up, going deep, Pickens. He's got it! Oh, come on! What a catch!
What a catch! The high 7 again, in and back to the corner. Dak knows when he's down there one-on-one and DeJean's got his back to the ball. Just throw it as high and as far as you can. Brown's trying to come over to help, but he's late, and Pitt goes to the top shelf.
Another beauty. Gibson way back inside his 5. He catches it at the 1. He gets a good block. And Gibson out across. Oh! He fumbles it. It's loose. Cowboys recovered it. Trent Singh, I think, got it. He's the long snapper, and he hauls it in. Holy cow.
I'm trying to look at that hustle. Who wants to be a gunner in the NFL? Not me. But Clark, relentless effort, just great hustle, and then causing a massive turnover there. Great team effort. What a hit by Clark.
Nobody's helping over the top over here.
3rd and 8. Here comes the blitz. Yeah, you saw it, Tony. There's Pickens, who pirouettes around the defender and takes off past Edwards. Oh, my gosh! What a leap that was. That was insane. Watch
But
this.
look at this. Gosh, I haven't done that in a week or two.
Yeah, that's why
It's been at least maybe a month. I'm going to give it a month since I've jumped on.
While you're limping around with a torn hamstring
He's
right now.
so good.
The top 5 plays for the Cowboys in the month of November. Now, which Cowboys have their sights set on Canton, Ohio? When we come back, the Pro Football Hall of Fame has released their semifinalists for the class of 2026. Which Cowboys have their name possibly called next?
This segment was brought to you by the NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan. This segment is brought to you by the Salvation Army, doing the most good.
So well. Yeah. I'm so proud of you. Seriously. I appreciate not what you do for us, but for everybody else, man. So proud of you. Congrats, brother.
We're honoring Solomon Thomas today for the Walter Payton Man of the Year and all the work he does with the defensive line.
What's going on?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, good to see you, man. Hey,
to see you too.
Obviously, I never got to play with you, but we got to meet last year at the Walter Payton Man of the Year Foundation as a past representative of the Cowboys. It's an honor to congratulate you, and you're this year's winner of Walter Payton Man of the Year. So, unbelievable, man.
So proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Appreciate it. Well deserved, man. Well deserved.
All right, buddy. You've been to that dinner too many times. You got to come back with it now, okay? All right.
Yes, sir.
Bring back the hardware for us.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Incredible moment for an incredible human being, as Solomon Thomas is your 2025 Cowboys Walter Payton Man of the Year. He'll also be one of the 32 possible NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year award winners presented by Nationwide at the end of the season. A lot of these individuals very good, and they're Hall of Famers off the field. There are also some guys up for the possible Hall of Fame on the field. Here's the offensive semifinalists that are on the board as well. Of course, you've got a name up there that you've seen plenty of times in a Cowboys uniform. Jason Witten, his first opportunity to possibly be put into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Guys, Jason Witten, what he's done in a Cowboys uniform cannot be undersold. How big is it to see him back on that list, Barry, and have a possibility to be enshrined in Canton, Ohio forever?
Oh, it's a huge honor, and he's much deservingly of it. I mean, when you talk about a tight end, this guy's numbers alone, top 5 in pretty much every major statistical category out there, should get him into the Hall of Fame. I mean, that's just on the field. Off the field, he was a Man of the Year award winner as well. So to me, even though he didn't win a Super Bowl, you can't deny the work that he did between the white lines. So he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jason Witten is one of the true professionals that I had the opportunity to play with, as somebody who approached the every day as if it was game day, on the field, off the field, leadership, just literally the model citizen when it comes to who you want to represent your organization, and a heck of a player.
Hope it happened for you, Jason.
Hey, and here's the thing. The next guy we're going to talk about is on the defensive side of the ball, and that is Darren Woodson. This is going to get Cowboys fans up in arms because he should have already been in the Hall of Fame by this point in time, but he's back again as a Pro Football Hall of Fame semifinalist on the defensive side. Is this finally the year, Barry, that your safety brethren and Darren Woodson finally gets into Canton?
They should. I mean, he revolutionized the position of safety. I mean, he played the deep safety, the linebacker, the nickel position. I mean, he opened doors for guys like Buda Baker and Tyrann Mathieu to be able to do what they do. So to me, he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, and I don't think there's a whole lot of people out there that are starting to fight that anymore. Those people are fading off and out of the conversation now. Darren Woodson, hopefully this is the year he finally makes it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. When we come back, we wrap up Special Edition by taking a look ahead to the Cowboys matchup with the Minnesota Vikings in Week 15.
This segment was brought to you by the Salvation Army, doing the most good. Closed captioning is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery are here. Play today. And to watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Special Edition, presented by AT&T, was brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything.
The Dallas Cowboys matching up with the Minnesota Vikings in Week 15, and they've got a quarterback conversation, and it's not a good one in Minnesota at this point. This is the stat that I think everybody should take a look at. If you threw the ball into the dirt every play, Isaiah Stanback, your passer rating would be 39.6. Both possible quarterbacks, the last time the Vikings took the field back in Week 13, that was not the case. They were below that number if they would have just thrown the ball into the turf. Of course, interceptions and bad plays play a factor there. But that's the type of situation the Dallas defense goes up against. It's not necessarily Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions again this week. As we wrap up on Special Edition, one thing to look forward to in that matchup, Barry, what do you think about how the Cowboys can rebound in Week 15 against the Vikings?
They need to make life hard for whatever quarterback is out there. I understand you're talking about throwing it into the dirt, but Minnesota, they don't have a quarterback right now. They got the skill positions in Jefferson and Addison and those guys out there, but they have nobody to get them the football too. So for me, Dallas Cowboys defense need to rebound in this game, take care of the Minnesota Vikings. This should be a win for the Cowboys.
Put some dirt on the field.
Wait, what?
Put some dirt on the field. No, Dallas just needs to go out and execute the way they know that they can. This is another opponent. They're going to pressure you, especially after what our offensive line showed. I expect a lot of pressure defensively from the Vikings.
I just believe that you have to play well as an offensive unit. The offensive line has to find a way to play within themselves, man. The last game, it showed up. They didn't have it going on, but they need to get together as a unit, watch film as a unit, starting with the center, make calls, check downs, whatever possible situations that can come up because his offense is still a focal point of this team.
It certainly is, and of course you expect a rebound from the defense. As the first poor performance defensively that they've had since the bye week as well. So lots of opportunity to rebound on Sunday Night Football in Week 15. We'll be there next week to break it down for you more in depth here on Special Edition. But that does it for us this week. The Cowboys fall to the Detroit Lions, 44-30, the final score. For Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church, and Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Yeoman. See you next week with more Special Edition.